Perhaps Bernie should have watched today's hearing.
This is a tattoo on Maine Democrat Senate candidate Grand Plattner's chest. That's the Nazi SS death head tattoo. Do you have any opinions on that?
If it's what you say, if it's a Nazi symbol, we oppose Nazis.
Do people who aren't Nazis normally get Nazi tattoos on their chest?
Again, I assume they don't.
You assume they don't? I would assume so too. Do you think that somebody who has a Nazi tattoo on their chest should serve in the United States Senate?
I wouldn't vote for that person.
Congressman Brandon Gill joins me now. Congressman, it is always good to see you. I appreciated your line of questioning there, okay? You had to drag that out of him just a little bit, which surprised me because he's the guy who's supposed to hate more than anyone else. What did you learn about the Southern Poverty Law Center in the hearings today?
Well, first of all, the SPLC operates essentially as an arm of the Democrat Party, labeling every conservative group they can find, from Moms for Liberty to Turning Point to everybody in between, as hate groups. Meanwhile, as you pointed out, Democrats are running a guy for Senate in Maine who's got a literal Nazi tattoo on his chest. And I thought it was a very valid question to ask the SPLC if that constitutes hatred, because I think that Nazi imagery, in fact, is hateful. And I think that it's disgraceful that the Democrat Party would run somebody who has this on their chest. And I think most normal Americans agree with me.
You know, the SPLC throws out a lot of terms. They throw out the term white supremacist all the time. You asked that gentleman about it. You said they call pro-life people white supremacists. Did his answer satisfy you, Congressman, or are these just name callers at the end of the day?
That's exactly what they are. These are people who will throw around really hateful epithets at conservatives in order to marginalize them whenever, for instance, pro-lifers just want what is best for this country. They want to ensure that little babies can be born in this country alive. And to call somebody who is against abortion, so somebody who is pro-life, a white supremacist, I think is beyond the pale. The reality is, whenever he's pressed on that, though, he couldn't defend any of that. Of course, the majority, or disproportionately, I should say, black babies are murdered via abortion in this country. I don't think that it is a white supremacist view to believe that black babies should not be aborted.
I want to move on to this, Congressman, as well. The House just moments ago passing the ICE and CBP funding, finally, by a vote of 214 to 212, and now heads to the president's desk for his signature. I don't think any of your Democratic colleagues got on board with funding ICE or CBP. Not surprising to me, but disappointing, sir, because this is our national security we're talking about. What do you make of the vote?
Well, it's not surprising that the party of defund the police has been holding up funding for Border Patrol for over 2 months now. It's not surprising the party who is running a candidate for Senate in Texas who wants an open welcome mat on our southern border would be against funding ICE. You know, this is the party of open borders. This is the party that, as a matter of policy, flooded our country with 20 million illegal aliens over the past 4 years, and they're doing everything they possibly can to continue that policy, to keep illegal aliens who are murdering, raping, and pillaging our people in our country. That's what we were elected to stop, and that's what we did today with that vote.
I want to leave a little time for this. I want to extend this a little bit, talk about the Justice Department seeking to strip U.S. citizenship from 17 naturalized Americans over alleged fraud, other serious crimes. You led a hearing earlier today on abuses of our immigration policy. Let's watch this.
Mr. Newman, is it a good thing that President Trump secured the border?
I think that Stephen Miller has squandered what used to be a signature issue for
I'm asking if is it a good thing that our border is secure?
I think our border has been secure for quite some time.
Our border was secure during the Biden administration?
Yes, sir.
That is your testimony?
That's my belief, yeah. It's my opinion.
You know, you have some of the strangest conversations of anyone I know on like basic stuff these guys can't answer. But here's what I think is interesting about this, okay? We're talking about naturalized citizenship, and I think you're making the case that if somebody is a naturalized citizen, comes here, becomes that naturalized citizen, and then rips off Americans to the tune of, I don't know, millions of dollars, maybe there's a strong case to say, sorry, you lose the citizenship, and maybe we should be thinking a little harder about that before we grant someone naturalized citizenship. Your reaction?
Of course we should be. I mean, it is delusional and insane to suggest that the Biden administration's policies were good for this country in any way. To suggest that we had secure borders under the Biden administration. I mean, this is do not believe the evidence of your eyes and ears. What Republicans are saying is that we're a sovereign nation, a sovereign people, that we get to determine who comes into our country. And whenever you come into America, you come in on our terms for our benefit. That's a basic concept that Democrats reject every single day. And you're exactly right. If you come into the country legally even, and you decide that you want to defraud our welfare system or act in a way that's contrary to America's national interest, you should be denaturalized. And I think in many cases, you should be sent back to where you came from.
Congressman, I hope you keep asking the simple, direct questions, because I think it's an education for America, and we benefit from it. Good to see you tonight. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right.